There's an update from the tragic fatal go-kart accident out of St. Port Lucie, Florida. It is being stated that the family of Emma Riddle has hired Morgan and Morgan to represent them against Urban Air Adventure Park. The update is as follows. The go-karts are described as operating, quote, like an amusement park ride, in that they are unable to be used until an employee remotely activates them. According to the statement, as soon as an employee turned on Emma and her mother's go-kart, it began accelerating and braking aggressively, and the vehicle wasn't responding to the riders pressing on the pedals. It is alleged that the fatal crash occurred when the go-kart accelerated at high speed without Emma's mom pressing on the accelerator, and it slammed into a track wall at a high rate of speed. The update comes after the 911 audio revealed the chaotic aftermath of the crash, where a worker at the adventure park said the little girl suffered gruesome injuries after she, quote, hit her sternum really hard. The panicked worker had added, I don't know if she's throwing up blood or if it's coming from her nose down her throat, but she keeps trying to throw up. Emma had been rushed to the hospital Saturday evening and unfortunately had passed the next day after undergoing surgery. In a statement from Morgan & Morgan, attorney Thomas Hasty said the law firm was hired by Emma's family to find out how this unimaginable tragedy happened and what could have been done to prevent it. There has been a lot of confusion and misinformation about the events that occurred on December 6th. Based on our initial investigation, we believe that there were mechanical failures in several go-karts that were on the track at the time of Emma's crash. Emma was a beautiful little girl with a bright future and so much love left to give. We ask for privacy as her family grieves this tremendous loss. Hasty added, the go-kart had seatbelts, but our clients alleged that they were locked and inoperable and would not release. Nonetheless, the ride operator allegedly activated their car and allowed it to leave the starting line. Emma's mom expected that the ride would operate safely and as intended. They were expecting a slow and controlled ride around the track. The tragedy occurred as Riddle was celebrating her sister's birthday at the amusement park. In a statement to the press, a spokesperson for Urban Air Adventure Park had said that the company is heartbroken by the tragedy, but will continue to keep the child's family and loved one in their thoughts, and that they have supported the efforts of state and local authorities to investigate and will continue to assist with the investigations. The statement also said that the amusement park reopened on Thursday, 4 days after the accident, but the go-karting attraction will be closed until further notice. They stated that the safety and well-being of the children and families they serve will continue to be their highest priority. They are reiterating the importance of their safety policies and procedures to the team as they welcome guests back into the park. Now, after talking about this story previously on my page, as well as an experience I've had, and seeing a lot of others comment in the space about their experiences, I wanted to verify what the go-karts look like at this Urban Air Adventure Park and some others in comparison, for example, where I had been before this summer at Andretti's. Now, here are the ones that are at Urban Air Adventure Park. And you can see that there's very much just a pretty basic cross belt. There's no helmets involved or anything like that. And I was honestly shocked even by this alone. Here's the ones from Andretti's in comparison. Now, the much younger children have a dedicated child's track for them. Those that are at a very young age but are learning how to use a go-kart. As you can see, there's something that pads around their neck to protect them. And the other difference is how the seatbelt goes on. If you think about it, it reminds me of kind of a car seat in a car, right? A normal seatbelt is not okay enough that goes across an adult for our body, but for children, you really need that 5-point harness, and that's going to keep you safest. So the seatbelts as well come down across both shoulders and then connect below to really hold your body in case anything moves forward. As you can see, when you move up to the bigger track in Andretti's, there's full-blown racer-style intense tight helmets, and I put one on. It is intense. Another rule that we had is, as a female especially, I was made to make sure that my hair was tied back because they do not want it getting caught on anything. So I had to put a cap over, make sure everything was tied back, and then place my helmet on to make sure it was properly installed and for safety protocol. Now, on top of that, again, when it comes to the seat belts, it's similar to that 5-point harness of the way it comes over the shoulders. They really emphasize on kind of that race track safety for every driver and every passenger in the carts there. I was not expecting to see such a difference between Urban Air and the Andretti carts. Now, the other thing that I found interesting, and this article kind of clarifies, is how the carts kind of have this amusement park ride safety feature where you hit a button and it kind of starts things going, and it seems that they can slow. However, the mechanical failure that it was accelerating on its own and nothing worked is incredibly concerning, that there's no safety feature to stop that. Even if that's independently on the cart for the user to say, pull an e-brake, something to get it to stop. And that's the issue here. Again, I have learned a lot of the various experiences that people have had in the comments. It has been very enlightening to me. And hopefully moving forward, all of these places that offer these various forms of entertainment for families really look at procedures, protocols, and their safety policies. I don't care what forms that they make you sign away. Their best interest should always be in the safety of their customers so that nothing like this ever happens again. It is truly tragic to think that the mother was in there with her daughter and trying to get it to stop, and she couldn't. So that is the update on this tragic case. Hopefully, with some support behind them with Morgan & Morgan, they can get to some answers in this case. I'm sure that there are cameras and all of that, and I'm sure that they will follow up on inspections. The last one apparently this year at that park was June 25th. If any other further news comes out about this, I will be sure to update you here. And I will see you in the next one.